Glad that was not being broadcast.
Hey, did we decide who was starting us off?
We rarely ever decide that. I usually just
Well, 'cause
go.
usually
Well, we rarely
John.
decided because John's here to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, hosting. I thought you meant like the first game. Like, what are you talking about? We never picked that. Like,
No.
What are you talking about? We have a very meticulous plan for we're streaming, right? We have a very meticulous plan for the show.
I'll do the hosting duties tonight.
Cool.
God help us all.
Yeah, I'm really the worst at it.
Absurdity King himself.
Yeah.
Mad Absurd Monarch, I believe.
I believe. Whoops. Had my other laptop on. I believe the term
How many laptops do you have?
1, 2. I got a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I got my old Chromebook. I got my new Chromebook. My main computer's not a laptop. I got my work laptop. I got my other work laptop.
I'm losing it over the fact that you got to 2 and just said fuck it. It's like 1, 2. You know what? It's a lot.
I think most people just have 1, so it's probably a lot if it's more than 1.
Well, yeah, but you're not most people, John. You are a magnificent unicorn of a man.
Plus, there's that whole, there's whole like cultures of people that don't count past 2, right? It's just 1, 2, or many. That's me.
That's the American South, where the numerical system consists of 1, 2, and a shitload.
Oh shit! Oh wow!
Oh shit!
Oh, son of a bitch!
The show was about to go up in flames.
Oh yeah.
But deemed himself going to be the host, so we
John was gonna host, so that's where we were at.
Also, just a minor nitpick. All the live channels say it's last episode.
Shit,
like
God
it
damn
says
it.
free play.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot to hit save before I hit go live. That's
Comment
on me.
free play.
I can fix all those. But I'll fix them once we get going. I'm not gonna make us wait.
Okay, cool. I just want to be able to link it.
I'm gonna take us off
like an idiot.
for a second here. So hold on 1 second.
Please do.
Am I?
We're
Please
back
turn me
on.
on, Johnny.
Oh. All right.
Ooh, hold on, I haven't turned my AC on since I've been home because I've barely been fucking home.
I love when John yells at his cat. I don't know about you
I
guys.
love when John yells, period.
Yeah.
Like, John should be the Sam Kinison of Game That Tune.
One of my favorite things to do is to walk by the cat when it's just sitting there and just be like, shut up. Just sit there being quiet, like, shut up.
I feel like if you would do that, the cat would just look up and give you a look like,
That's my cat, all right. What a douche.
see, you guys sit here and hate on your pets, but I'm not allowed to have pets in my apartment, so I have to live vicariously through you. So I was like, oh, I wish I could tell my little cute fur baby, shut the fuck up. Like,
I wish you could
aw.
have one of my cats. I'm done with these things.
I thought you only had one. How many cats do you have?
He's got 2.
I mean, technically, we have like 2.5. They're fat as fuck, man. They're big fucking cats.
I was just gonna say, like, how do you have 0.5 of a cat?
They're huge. Enormous cats. Fucking fur monsters. But and then to make up for it, we have one very small dog and a baby. So yeah, we got a lot of pets running around. The old wacky zoo.
I think
Just
one
like
of those is
Timber?
not technically a pet. 2 cats, a dog, and a baby. Which of these is not like the other?
The dog.
Baby's the easiest one out of all of them. I don't have to scoop his shit. I don't have to walk him.
Not yet,
I actually take
anyways.
pride in the things that he does.
I like the
These
idea
other
of you having your baby on a leash, like out for a walk, like just crawling around the sidewalk. Oh my God, what are you doing? Oh, don't worry, I'm just taking it for a walk. He loves the fresh air.
And he's got to take a little. He's got a little spritz. He's got to piss. Naked baby on a leash.
Excuse me, sir. Wait here. I'm calling child services.
Yeah. And where is your dog, sir? Oh no.
Cut to your house. Your wife's doing airplane noises trying to feed the dog. Dog singing high chair.
But if you're the baby and the dog's oh no.
This feels like a wacky sitcom antic.
Oh, God, the best Home Alone.
Wacky Zoo, Thursdays on NBC. We've lost all our live viewers.
Is somebody recording? Because this is comedy gold.
No, but we have
Always
really lost all our live viewers.
That's good for Game That Tune, not, wacky zookeeping. I could get that Thursday nights on NBC.
I can get that by just following John on everything. All right,
That's true, yeah.
you guys ready to do this?
You see me sipping my cocktail, you know that I am.
All right, John, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? It is Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy John Harrington here. We got John Regan, say hey.
Hey.
We got David Fleming, say hey.
Hey!
And we got Jesse Moore, say hey.
Excelsior!
Hey, I was trying to figure out a good time to prompt someone to say Excelsior. I knew you would take it upon yourself, my man. If you're just joining us here on Game That Tune, we're going to listen to some video game music, try and guess the games based on the songs, do a little bit of trivia, goof off, have a lot of fun. Whoever gets the most right gets to pick a theme for the next episode and play a bonus tune. And Jesse Moore was our fantastic winner last week. And, Jesse, what's the fantastic theme for tonight's episode?
Well, Spider Friends, it's comic books.
Awesome. I was going to ask, I probably should have asked in the pre-production meeting, the table read for the show. What is the, when do we cap the Stan Lee impressions?
I didn't
Well, I
realize we
mean-
were doing Stan Lee impressions. I thought Stan Lee was visiting us from beyond the grave.
Okay, I was gonna say, David, please don't get the dates wrong. He's been dead for a week. Yeah, like, I thought it was just another one of those Stanley cameos. He recorded a bunch of them before he passed away. Maybe one of them was Game That Tune.
Well, it was his favorite podcast, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's mentioned us before to the true believers. Those videos from his house, like everything's fine. I'm just a little sick, and I'm 95 years old. Listen to the Game That Tune podcast.
Don't you remember that bit in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when he's talking to the Watchers like, yeah, at that point I was a FedEx man. Also, tune in to Game That Tune.
Man, then George Lucas was slamming his dick in a microwave.
There is some Watcher in some universe watching that like, oh, I must have pissed somebody off that this is my job. Fuck,
Why did I
man.
get this universe? I got the dick slamming universe. Oh, man.
That's the best universe.
That's
So
how
anyway,
Thanos.
We are officially 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the podcast, and Dick Slamming Universe may be the title of the episode.
Don't think that it's not.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, so Stan Lee passed away last week, and it's certainly by no means tragic, but still devastatingly sad news. Really, comics. I was gonna say, oh, Marvel lost an icon. No, fucking comic books and across the world lost an icon. Like he was the guy. He was like, it's like there was never a DC version of Stan Lee, was there? Like
No.
Yeah,
He
he's just
was
the
Stan
guy.
the man.
Yeah, exactly. And
He was
DC
like
should thank him for
everybody's
being the
cool
man.
Grandpa.
Yeah, he really was. Like
I'm gonna
If he
stop
was- if
myself
I came to
before I go on,
Thanksgiving
like,
and
an
he
hour
was-
rant.
if I came to Thanksgiving and he was dating my grandmother at some point, I would have just been like, all right, this guy is really fucking cool. Like, I'm happy with this. That's the vibe I got from him. See him a couple of times a year in a Marvel movie, and he's fantastic. But anyway,
If I can,
so Stanley passed away, and fucking R.I.P. And so yeah, we had to do comic games this week, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I think we got some great games tonight. We got a really interesting fan request. And unless Johnny has a really good joke to make before we start the episode, I think that we just need to jump into game one, man.
Game 1.
You tried.
John got up as soon as I was ready to start doing my trivia.
Wow.
Shit. That's fine.
Fuck it, he doesn't get trivia.
Let's see.
This is actually a hard one to come up with trivia for. I'm not gonna lie. Who published this?
According to Wikipedia.
Right?
Does this game star Nolan North?
I don't know who that is. So,
Okay.
no. All right.
Sorry, guys. Pot pie related emergency.
I
Oh
understand.
man, those are
Fuck,
serious.
yeah, that's...
Is
Should
everything
we
okay?
cancel the show? Is
everything
Popeye
okay?
alright?
It's a little bit too hot for my dick right now.
Oh man.
Fuck, man.
I'm
Alright,
gonna blow on it.
And maybe game
So-
3 you'll be able to stick.
when
it in.
you say blow...
So
The pot pie.
this game is centered around a musical act. However, and rather disappointingly, you don't actually play as said musical act in this game.
Well, John, I did not know that you were a fan of this particular musical act.
Oh, they're great.
Mm-hmm.
Just please don't ask me to name them, as in name the band
Oh.
members, because I can't do it.
That's gonna be my follow-up question, John.
A lightning round.
Which one is your favorite?
Well, first let's go ahead and answer this game. We've got David with Spawn the video game, sadly incorrect. Jesse with Revolution X, sadly incorrect. John with One Direction, very sadly incorrect. This is Kiss Psycho Circus, The Nightmare Child.
Oh,
Jesus.
And
John,
I was very disappointed to learn you do not play as Kiss in this game.
Did you
Okay.
play
Did
it?
you realize that the theme was comic books and not metal bands from the 70s, right?
Well,
Kiss
Psycho
Circus is a
is a
comic.
comic book.
Jesus Christ.
Written by Brian Holligan and illustrated by various artists, and Todd McFarlane Productions was involved. It is a
Hey.
real comic book.
It's very image.
All right. I
Mhm.
hate you, John.
Pardon me while I move my mic out of the screen and just stare at you judgingly for this entire segment.
I do
John-
have an issue of this comic book series, so I mean, he's.
I
kinda
have an
right.
issue that we didn't have any fucking Kiss music just now. What the fuck was that?
There's very little Kiss music in the game. There's only like 1
God
minute
damn it.
samples that you find at some jukeboxes.
That's terrible. What's the
That's
point of
dumb.
playing a Kiss game if you can't rock and roll all night and party every day?
Do you want to hear the plot of this game? Because it's great.
Do I?
All right, so a Kiss tribute band named Wicked Jester is headed to a Friday night gig at the Coventry, which is a rundown dive bar outside of town. They arrive to find the parking lot deserted and the club is dead. The band's members, as they're stepping out of their van, are startled by a voice from the shadows. It's a witch who offers them tickets to a circus, and tonight's the grand finale. Having nothing better to do, they accept the offer. The nightmare
I
begins.
guess so.
Well,
Like,
we
well,
weren't
we're
going to do
here.
anything else tonight.
This creepy witch is giving us tickets to a weird circus or something. You guys want to
Sign
do
me
it?
up.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Why not? Jesus, John.
No one came to see us play.
So as you play the game, you unlock more and more powers of the band Kiss.
Such as.
So, like, Spaceman,
I don't know. I couldn't watch the end all the way to the end of this game. It was so
cat
hard.
powers,
Pussy,
demon powers,
super
and
tongue, spitting blood,
Star Child.
Strutter. Yeah.
Beth.
Why would you choose this, John? Like you don't like Kiss and you don't like this game. What have you done, man?
I spent a good hour today trying to find a game about being a stand-up comic because the theme all I wrote down was comics, but I could not find anything that would fit. So
That's
You
good job.
didn't see the Brian Regan game? It's about Pop-Tarts.
is that real? Oh, I want that.
I wish.
I found a point-and-click adventure game about doing open mics as a stand-up comic, but it only had 2 songs, so
God
it's not eligible.
There's a few Monty Python games.
Not that stopped me before, like that time I did NBA Jam and played one song twice.
Yeah, I remember it well. So
This is a first-person shooter.
about Kiss.
No, because you're not Kiss. It's about the Kiss tribute band.
Do you get to shoot Kiss at some point?
No, that would be great.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt my spell of looking judgingly at John just for the idea of a first-person shooter that had a gun that shot the members of Kiss.
Oh, like shot them out.
Yes.
The Kiss launcher.
Oh,
It'd be like
Why isn't
like the guy
that a
from Roger
weapon in
Rabbit.
every first-person shooter ever?
Okay, so seriously, John, can you name one member of Kiss?
Gene Simmons,
Can you
Can you name a second?
2 members of Kiss?
the cat.
No, that's a Red Dwarf character.
Yeah.
Oh,
The one with stars on his
I know
face.
this is like a round for Johnny, but Jesse gets 1,000 points for referencing Red Dwarf.
He does. So you that's it. You got Gene Simmons and nobody else. I'm trying to just really clarify all the ways in which you should not have selected this game.
Well,
what is your favorite Kiss song?
probably
Don't say
Blitzkrieg Bop.
See?
That's
Don't
a
say
great
Can't
Kiss
name a
song.
single one.
Don't say Beth. Don't say Beth.
I'm
No.
sorry.
I want to rock and roll or party on whatever that
I
one's
want to
called.
rock and roll.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to stop you for just a moment. Did you say Blitzkrieg Bop?
Yeah.
Kiss song? I don't have this authority. I have lost the absurd king crown a while ago, but fuck it, John, you're off the show.
Yeah, I do like the idea of you confusing the Ramones and Kiss, mostly just because they have I don't know, black hair. Like,
Well, for some reason,
That's racist.
whenever you hear people play "I Want to Rock and Roll All Night" and they get to they get to a pause where the audience always fills in with "Hey ho, let's go." You know what I'm talking about?
I want to be sedated.
I love the idea of, what a rock and roll all night, Blitzkrieg Pop.
And be sedated.
I go to rock and roll high school.
Now I want to sniff some glue.
Anarchy in the UK.
Fuck you, John.
As per John Regan special, this topic has gone way off topic.
No, we're still technically on topic. This is depressing, John. Like, why'd you do this?
Well, it came out on the Dreamcast.
Okay, so
Okay.
it's a Dreamcast thing.
Yes.
I bet you there's another comic book game for the Dreamcast. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there may have been.
And
Yeah,
you're, you know, to lead off our comic book episode with a comic book about Kiss. You made me go to Wikipedia and click on the disambiguation for Psycho Circus, John. What the hell is the matter with you anyway?
Yeah. That made,
Excelsior.
Googling all this was so hard because like there's Psycho Circus the album, Psycho Circus the comic, Psycho Circus the game, Psycho Circus
Yeah.
the flamethrower, Psycho Circus the breakfast cereal, Psycho Circus the toilet paper.
I mean, Johnny, fingers ready on the hot take button, which, God, I wish you have queued. Already, the comic book episode of Game That Tune is in the toilet as soon as you started with Todd McFarlane.
Hot take.
I'm gonna take your word on this being a hot take because I don't know enough
Hey.
about comics to know if this is a hot take or not.
Hey,
90s were a
drew-
different time, man.
he drew a pretty sweet ass Spider-Man. Come on.
He did good on Spider-Man, and then he decided to start his own company, and then he decided to make plastic figures instead of comics. Johnny, hot take button again, please.
He did.
Hot take.
God, this can be the episode with the most David hot takes, and I'm not going to understand any of them.
He did, but he also brought along a lot of great talent like Jim Lee and stuff, and a lot of really cool people who got into Image Comics, which were, yes, very, let's have big giant tits and guns and blood, you know, and those weren't all exceptionally great, but a lot of really good people came out of it.
I mean, I will agree with you. Image Comics, making it like a third pillar separating from Marvel and DC was a wonderful, outstanding thing, and there needed to be new blood. Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. That also gave us Rob Liefeld. Johnny?
Hot
Was that a-
take.
I have no idea what we're
that a
talking
take?
about.
That was like a goddamn history lesson. What was that? Like,
Yeah, he did come out of
Well,
that, right? That's not a hot take.
I
That's
was.
just a
I'm
fact.
sorry, David. Is this going to be on the test? I wasn't taking notes.
No, I
I
just
guess
wanted to
you
play
don't-
that song again because I love that fucking sound.
I guess you don't have a foot to stand on.
Ho, ho, ho.
You can't draw feet.
I just wanted to turn sideways and still expose 3/4 of my body.
Oh my God, you're so huge. Fucking Captain America.
Seriously, if you have
Oh.
never just
We all know
anybody,
about
I was gonna say anybody who has no idea, completely lost. Google Rob Liefeld Captain America and then laugh.
it. It's the poster on the wall at my gym.
Yeah.
It's great.
So,
You want to get swole? You'll never be as swole as fucking Cap.
I'll be as swole as a fucking bookshelf. It's great.
there are a few positives to this game, I think. One,
Oh,
No, there
fuck
aren't.
this.
the
Hot take.
The enemies are pretty crazy and interesting and varied. For instance, I just sent a screenshot into the Discord of the Arachna
weird.
Clown. He's half spider, half crown, 100% creepy as hell. He's
Say half spider, half crown.
clown.
Clown.
Okay, you said I heard crown.
I mean,
I heard it too.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
sort
See,
of.
when you gave a hint of like crazy, I thought it was like Deadpool the game, and I was all set and I was like, wait, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
Nothing about this makes sense, John.
I like how this clown is weirdly jacked in his arms, but he's kind of fat everywhere else.
That
Because
sounds like
he's
a
a clown,
90s
it's
comic
funny.
character, yeah.
Yeah, we talking like Leguizamo and Spawn now. I don't want to, but we can do it. Like, yeah. Ugh.
Anyways.
Johnny. Ugh. I don't want to game over you already for starting off.
You
with this,
can.
but it's, no.
Can we please
No,
just like in the editing process of this episode, can we just like highlight the clip of Johnny? Ugh.
Yeah,
Because
it's
I
coming
want
into-
that sound clip.
Yeah, another fresh clip for the the calculator computers. Just the muttering disgust for Johnny in this pick. Anything else, John, on Kiss Psycho Circus? Can you name the other 3 members of Kiss?
I honestly can't, and I'm perfectly fine with moving past this and into game 2.
What? One of their names rhymes with Kiss. I mean,
Nope,
whatever,
nothing.
man. Just, hit the button.
Too
And I'm
late.
going to say it. Yeah, we'll do it in
Game
stereo.
2.
Paul Stanley and Peter Criss and Ace Frehley. Asshole. I'm gonna be mad throughout this whole song. And because of this. All right, so this is our fan request for the evening. This one comes to us from Patreon superfan Dell at Delition Hikari on Twitter. And thank you very much, Dell, for this request. So, in this game, the player is given one attempt to defeat Death as the final boss. If successful and Death is defeated, an hourglass appears without any text. But after 15 minutes, a single line of text appears saying, "Not the end." So, everyone, how are we feeling on
Not bad.
whatever this could be?
Not great.
Cool. David says Marvel superheroes, which is sadly incorrect. John Regan says Thanos dating simulator, which I would play, but is also incorrect. And Jesse Moore has the correct answer. It's Chakan, the Forever Man. I don't know if
Was
that's
that based on a
Chakan or
comic book?
Shakan or Shaka Khan or how you say that, but yeah, Chakan. He's a Forever Man, the Forever Man, in fact. And yes, David, it is based on a comic, based on Chakan, the Forever Man. By
the comic.
somebody.
A comic book by Robert A. Krause and was produced. Get the fuck out of here. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, come on, look at the artwork for Chakan and tell me that's not the most like early 90s comic book you've ever seen.
The title.
We've already discussed Todd McFarlane, so we should probably move on.
I mean, was this a Todd McFarlane character?
No, but Todd McFarlane and Rob Liefeld are like the pinnacle of 90s comics.
Right, but I'm just saying, this guy, unrelated to them, somebody, far away from them was like, hey, it'd be cool. Like Deadpool, but he fucked Zorro, and also something to do with like like eternal life. Like, all right, yeah, fucking do it, man. I love Shades of Black. That'll be a great comic.
The title of this really sounds like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie.
Oh, it very much does. And apparently, eventually, this did become a movie. I was looking it up. It came, somebody made a movie of this in like 2012, and I don't know if it's animated or live or what. But it was written, directed, and starring the same person. And I was like, oh, please be the guy that wrote the comic. And no, it was not. It was made by some fan or something. But yeah, Chakan, apparently a legendarily hard Sega game in which you play as, like I said, like fucking, immortal cowboy Deadpool. And yeah, it's got, one of the more 90s comics plots that I've heard. The game follows the tale of Chakan, a warrior so confident in his own swordsmanship that he declares death cannot best him in battle. Death appears and challenges Chakan. If Chakan can defeat him, he'll be granted eternal life. If Death wins, he becomes Death's eternal servant. The battle rages, and Chakan emerges the victor. That's right, this man defeats Death, and so he's granted eternal life, but Death, because there's always a catch with Death and these deals with the devil, he turns Chakan into like a freak that looks kind of like Death. So it's like a curse, and he doesn't want to be alive, I guess, because he's so ugly. And he's doomed to roam the earth and defeat evil, because once he kills everybody that's evil on earth, he gets to die. And yes, this is 1992. In comic form, in video game form. Like, man, it's really something, really deep stuff there. Like, I'm sure it's ruminating on the nature of evil. Like, if you have to kill all the evil people in the world, does that mean you're the most evil person? No, who knows? Is a man evil just because he's ugly and dresses poorly? Like Chakan?
Yes.
No, not yeah, maybe.
That is way too involved philosophically for 90s comics.
Yeah, and the beautiful twist of it is Chakan eventually defeats all the evil, on Earth, and he's like, "All right, Death, I'm ready to die now." And Death is like, "Oh man, hey, guess what? Actually, there's a bunch of other planets in the universe, and so you need to wipe out all the evil in the entire universe in order to die." And Chakan's like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" And that's when you get to fight Death for the final boss battle. You get one shot to kill Death, and then you get to die. And then the game pulls the rug out from it. It's like, all right, cool, Chakan's dead. I defeated Death. And then it just brings up that text that says, "Not the end." It's like, what a mind fuck of a fucking game this is. Like,
How does one even kill Death? Like,
that's a good question, man. I think it's more like best sim in battle.
That's the Belmont.
Yeah.
ooh.
But yeah, and apparently people were like, "Oh man, is that like setting up a sequel?" Like, and apparently there was a Chakan game in development for the Dreamcast, and it got canceled. I'm
That
like,
would have been sick.
I mean, it would have, but at the same time, like, that would have been like the most Dreamcast game of all time. Like, hey, we got the Chakan sequel you've been looking for. Like,
Hell
the
yeah.
who? You know, like, oh no,
I like
no
how you
one
said
knows
the most
who that is.
Dreamcast game of all time, because I feel like the most Dreamcast game of all time was Sonic Adventure.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of like, man, we're gonna make a ballsy, awesome new system, and it's gonna, really be something special, and it's gonna fail spectacularly. Nothing says that like really nice looking Chakan sequel. Like,
See, that makes it seem like the Shakan sequel should be on Sega Saturn, not Dreamcast.
yeah, I mean, they should have put it out well before the Dreamcast. That's the thing. Chakan came out in goddamn 1992. The sequel wouldn't have come out until at least 2000 or 2001. Like, way too late. The shelf life on Chakan was done back in 92, I believe. Like, who's asking for any of this?
I appreciate that at least this game has a way to get to an ending, because if I were to make this game, I would get to
No,
the
it doesn't,
part...
John.
I would get to the part where it's like, oh, it turns out there's a bunch of planets, and you've got to defeat all the evil on them as well. And then that would turn into procedurally generated planets just for forever, and you never actually get to beat the game.
So
it
it
would have
turns
been,
into No Man's Sky.
The sequel should be Chakan and No Man's Sky. That would have been dope. You gotta go to every planet. Yeah. And oh god, that just sounds fucking unbearable. But I don't know. No Man's Sky might have been fun if you could dual wield samurai swords. That sounds pretty good.
Hell yeah.
I'm actually amazed that with like that kind of track, Johnny went with No Man's Sky and not Escape Velocity, because Escape Velocity with Shakan sounds like a game.
Yes. Though, in fairness, Johnny did not say the words No Man's Sky.
I did not.
Yeah, Johnny just said procedurally generated space.
And Escape Velocity is not procedurally generated. There's a map. There's a limit.
The point is, Chakan in space is pretty cool. The presumptuous ending saying, like, it's like, the old ending, the end, question mark? Like, just having it, say like not the end. It's like, well, okay, so then do I have to play the game again? Like, what do you mean not the end? Like, do I get a new game plus now or something? Like,
I do love the idea of a game saying like, oh, you killed death, but what about space?
Yeah, what about space death?
Space death.
So
there's death elsewhere.
John.
I have a question, which is has any game that ended with the end question mark or not the end ever gotten a sequel? Has that ever actually worked out?
That's a very good question. The only one that I really think of is Donkey Kong Country, and it only gave you the question mark when like you didn't like do enough of the game to get 100% or whatever. But like
the shitty ending.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the end question mark is the shitty ending. Not the end should be the shitty ending of this game. But I do like the idea of it being the presumptuous, like, like we were talking about Doug's first movie. Like, this was Chakan's first game. And then, like, it's not the end. Oh, yeah, it fucking is. Like, it's the end, all right.
You heard it here first. Game That Tune officially says Shakan, Doug Funny, same character.
Same basic thing, man. No hot take button needed on that one. It's not even that hot.
Wow.
But yeah, so thank you, Del, for this request. I don't want to talk much longer because I know in post-production I'm gonna have to put more of that music behind this. And man, I can put up with some Genesis music, but this was really pushing my limit on Genesis music.
It's really Genesis.
Oh yeah, it's synthy in the ears, man. I feel like I got tinnitus just listening to it. But
Sean, as you're editing this episode, please send me the clip of I can deal with some Genesis music, but
yeah,
and then just send me that.
That's it. That's my philosophy on all Genesis music. You got to really make that chip sing for me to really love that music. And I'm not saying they don't make it sing in this one. They just make it sing in the way that most Genesis games make it sing, in a really tinny, synthy kind of way. So thank you again, Del, for the request. I'm glad that we finally got to cross this off our list. He requested this actually years ago whenever we first started the show, and now he resent it because it's a comic book game. So thank you for resending it, because I wouldn't have known it was a comic book game, and it would have just sat there all collecting dust in our request queue. So, good games, FM synth tunes. And Johnny, let's keep it going to the next game, my man.
Game 3.
We're going to get some real comic books at some point, people, I swear.
All right. This game can be spotted in the 1994 comedy Airheads. Also, one page of Matt Fraction's run of his Hawkeye comic directly lifts from the game's artwork. How you guys feeling?
Feeling pretty good.
Not so hot.
Oh. All right, let's assemble your answers.
Oh, up.
Let's see. We got John with Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That's incorrect. We've got Johnny with just Captain America. That might count because the answer is David's Captain America and the Avengers.
Bye.
Awesome. That's the sound when you put a quarter in. It's Captain America.
I'm
yelling,
so
"Fight!"
glad that I got this answer right so I could hear fight.
So, you guys ever play Captain America and the Avengers?
It's the arcade game?
Yes. Although there were so many ports. Like the Genesis
like-
and the SNES one were pretty good. But the NES one is like a complete different game. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I have not. I mean, if I did, it was way back in the day. But no, I haven't seen this one in a while. So it's Avengers-based beat 'em up, I assume.
Yeah. Go ahead,
If
David.
I'm not mistaken, this game has Captain America, Hawkeye, Vision, and somebody else, right?
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. This game was pretty awesome. Like the sprite work, I think, was pretty good. You fought a lot of cool villains in it. You fight the Claw, Living Laser, Whirlwind, the Sentinels, Wizard, the Grim Reaper. You know, we just talked about Death, Mandarin, the Juggernaut, Ultron,
Ooh.
Crossbones, and of course Red Skull, Captain America's arch nemesis.
I like it, man.
See,
And-
that sounds like I'm sorry, Jesse, I don't mean to step over you.
No,
but,
you're
like,
good.
One of the things that I love about like Marvel comics in particular is because like they have such a interconnected world. Like I love the fact that characters that you would not imagine appearing in a Captain America or Avengers game showing up. Like the fact that the Juggernaut is in this game is really fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, back then they were all about that. That's like the biggest thing about the Marvel universe. You know, they were really into continuity with all their different universe, characters. And so, this game is like proof of that.
Yeah, maybe it's just because I grew up in the time of Marvel Comics where it's like, yeah, all these characters are like showing up and stuff and crossing over, but like that never seemed foreign to me. It's like, oh yeah, it makes sense that Captain America's hanging out with Hawkeye and Iron Man and fighting Juggernaut. Like, whatever. Yeah, that happens, right? That's just a thing that happens. Like,
Well, that was like the big difference between Marvel and DC back in the day. Like DC, every character was kind of like contained in their own little world. Like Superman was in Metropolis, Batman was in Gotham, whereas like the Marvel universe was all kind of interconnected. Like, of course, Captain America and Iron Man were kind of like friends.
yeah, exactly.
There were
Yeah, they're
also
best
some
friends.
pretty cool other heroes that helped out and like power-ups like Wasp, Quicksilver, Wonder Man, and Namor. So like the sprite work is pretty good. And when you like punch someone, it says like crack over their head and stuff.
What,
like it's
you
very
get
comic
Wasp
booky.
as a power up.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
not sure what she does, but
I mean, imagine she just kind of flies around and shoots like
Good.
little
Probably.
energy bolts.
It's tough to see her. She's very small.
because there's like stages where you run around and beat people up, and like Captain America could throw a shield. Of course, you could pick stuff up and throw it. You could pick robots up and throw them. In Vision, he punches people and shoots stuff out of the gem in his head. And he has the weird costume in this game. He's all like white and has that cape. Let's see. And according to his bio in the game, his job is adventurer. So, in case you wanted to know what Vision is up to back then, he was an adventurer.
I mean,
They
that's
didn't really
kind of
hammer
the
that out.
classic like superhero job. It's just default adventurer.
pretty much. Well,
That's the
Hawkeye's
credibility of the Marvel Comics, adventuring cyborgs with mind gems. Like, oh yeah, man, we can all relate to Vision.
Hawkeye's occupation in the game is security guard, which I guess is kind of apt. But I more have thought like the guy like at the mall,
Right.
like with Hawkeye, he's like hanging out on one of those segways,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
Hawkeye
play.
Blark.
I would-
I want to play that game.
I would love it so much if I went to like the Avenues Mall in Jacksonville, Florida, and like the guard was just a guy with a fucking giant bow and arrow.
Hell
And
yeah.
that would make me feel secure.
And a big purple H on his face.
That would make me feel so not secure at all.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
No,
I
it's
am
a
never
ball-
coming here
A
again.
little bit.
Yeah, it depends on what he looks like besides just wielding the bow and arrow. If it's like, like a fat LARPing guy wielding a bow and arrow, then yeah, no, not secure. But if it's Hawkeye, then like maybe.
No, no, none of it is great.
But he's Hawkeye. He has he has fancy arrows and he doesn't miss.
Yeah, but why is he at the avenues? Like, that's...
See, that's
Ask David, it's his fantasy.
a quick tangent. It reminds me of one of and I forget the exact comic. I apologize to the writers because all of the Marvel staff listens to Game That Tune. There was somebody who like wrote a bit about Hawkeye like in an Avengers comic where they were saying like, why are you even on the team? Like, how good could you possibly be with a bow and arrow? Like rifles exist. Why do you have that? It's like, do you ever miss? Like, no, I'm on the Avengers. I can't miss.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the whole point. Like,
What
I'm
do
on
you
a team
think?
with the God of Thunder. Of course I don't miss with my bow and arrow.
Yeah, I'm the guy on the team with the bow and arrow. I don't need a gun. Yes, I am that good. Like, that's the whole point.
But also, along with the punching people stages, there are stages where you fly, and so Captain America and Hawkeye have little flying machines that shoot stuff out of them, and of course Vision and Iron Man just fly along, and those are pretty cool stages too. Like
That's
this game
awesome.
is really neat. They had two different setups. If you played it in the arcade, they had a 2-player one and a 4-player one, and
Ooh.
it was really cool if you could get 4 players on that thing.
Yeah, we've been over that. It's not easy with 4 adult men to
Oh,
play
no.
one arcade game. But this one I would give it a shot, man. I love early '90s arcade beat 'em ups. I love Marvel Comics. This I don't know. This was probably at the fucking arcade at like the skating rink back in the day. But the ones that I mainly remember are like the Ninja Turtles and the X-Men. So this one I don't know. I feel like I'm missing out by having not played this. Does like anybody ever re-release these arcade games? Like, is there a way to play this these days? Is this on Steam or like PlayStation Store or something? Because like, I would play this. Like,
I feel like most of the beat 'em ups that get re-released are the ones that don't have a license tied to them.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
There's
That's like
ways,
that entire Capcom beat 'em up bundle.
there's ways to play
Which is
this.
which is a shame because these games like would be a ton of fun to play.
Yeah. I mean, people need to, younger generations need to experience Welcome to Die. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god, yes.
it's just,
Bye.
yeah, and that fight sound. Johnny, hit it again. Let's hear it.
Oh crap! I don't have it bind to a key. I have to like scroll and click.
Yeah, and the Colossus sound. Ugh. And the sound that I forgot to play. And the sound that I forgot to play during our last discussion.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna game over me.
Nope.
Wait, hold up a sec. Johnny had the Colossus roar queued up so I didn't have to shred my vocal cords right now?
Yeah, since when do you have that queued up?
I've had it for forever.
Why don't
Johnny,
we talk
play it
about it
again.
more often?
I don't know. It's bind to the D
What
key
phrase-
for some reason, so I think I always forget that it's there.
I was gonna say, what's the phrase that pays to gets us the Colossus roar every time? Like,
I don't know.
like, what's the secret roar? The secret word? You gotta say like roar, and John's like, aha! Like, I haven't
I
quite figured
love
that
the
one
fact
out.
that you say the secret word, like Game That Tune is basically Pee-wee's Playhouse 2018.
Go ahead, David. Just casually mention space.
I mean, I was just talking about, my dream of being an astronaut and going into space. God damn it, John.
Perfect. But anyway, Jesse, great pick, man. Anything else on Captain America and the Avengers, either in this game or just in general?
It's fun.
Yes, I agree. That's something we can all agree on. Captain America, the Avengers. It's fun. So, Let's Johnny, let's keep it going, man. What do we got?
Game 4.
So, one of the two main characters of this game is voiced by, I just want to double check the name, Neil McDonough, famous for his roles as Dum Dum Dugan in the Captain American movies. He is technically reprising his role from the 1996 TV animated series based upon this main character. So I kind of butchered that trivia. If anybody would like it again, I'd be happy to provide it.
I'm glad that you said that because I didn't want to be like, actually, David, the actor's name is Neil McDonough. But yeah, is that the part you butchered, or did you butcher something else too?
Okay, so just for shits and giggles, let me go through that trivia again. One of the two main characters of this game is voiced by Neil McDonough, famous for his roles as Dum Dum Dugan in the Captain America movies, as well as Damien Dark in the CW DC shows. This is a reprisal of the role that he originally voiced in the 1996 animated series.
Excellent.
Who's got some fucking answers? Oh, John Regan says Superman Shadow of Apocalypse. Sadly incorrect. John Harrington and Jesse Moore both say Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, which is correct.
So I'd like to point out real quick, earlier before the recording, David had given a little clue. The main word was the word, I guess, green. And I'm trying to think of where on Superman is there anything green? Because at first I was thinking, oh, that weird Green Lantern game. But then the trivia was like, oh, wait, it's not that at all.
Well, Jesse, he's very allergic to kryptonite, which is green.
Oh,
I was going to say, it could be Superman green if somebody had, like, kryptonite right in his face.
Yep.
But no, sadly, this is not a Superman game. This is the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction for Xbox, PS2, and GameCube.
David, quite frankly, I'm a little sad that I just, it's now your game and then my game, and I definitely didn't pick Superman 64, and it's just not coming on this episode. So, thanks a lot, David, for picking a good game to talk about. You son of a bitch.
Fuck, why did I not think about Superman 64?
No.
Oh, right, because I wanted us to have fun.
Better question. Why didn't Johnny pick Superman 64?
Yeah, that was
that's the real
pick.
question.
It's basically as good as a pick as Kiss Psycho Circus. Oh, hell.
I kind of feel like we didn't pick Superman 64 because I'm just taking a quick look right now at our giant bulletin board of games to never choose, and Superman 64 is right at the top.
Yeah, but see, it's going to be a great lightning round tonight. Where it's just going to be a lightning round of us naming games that Johnny could have picked besides Kiss Psycho Circus.
Comic Zone.
Already picked, but I like where your head's at.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction,
starring Neil McDonough. Man.
Okay, so I have to take a brief pause right now. Oh God, he did play M. Bison, didn't he?
Yeah, the other M. Bison.
See, I'm just so used to Raul Julia.
Raul Julia is the only M. Bison I truly recognize, but because seriously, Neil McDonough, he's just got too nice. Like he's just like I guess he plays evil sometimes because it's like, well, he's too handsome to be good. Like a guy that handsome wouldn't be evil. Like wouldn't be anything but evil. So like, but he didn't make sense as M. Bison. Like I don't know, man. Like M. Bison's not like an Aryan guy. Like he's he's from
it kind of
Southeast
blew
Asia.
my mind because I have definitely enjoyed like the Legends of Tomorrow CW. I just want to say CW like TV series. Is like, oh, Neil Donna, like he plays like Damien Dark is this kind of like vampy villain character. Like, oh, he's great. I definitely watched the Incredible Hulk show on UPN back in the 90s, and then going back to watch this, like, oh God, that is the same guy. That's so fucking weird.
It's awesome. And also, real quick, why does he only play characters whose names start with D? Damien Dark and Dum Dum Dugan. I mean, come on, what's going on here, Neil McDonough?
And Bruce Banner.
He does play Bruce Banner.
Yeah, okay, alliterative character actor Neil McDonough.
Which is so weird to like listen to because like it's definitely the same voice. Anyhow, I say all that to say he plays Bruce Banner in Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, which I have played. Has anybody else played?
No.
I missed this one.
No, I have not. I heard it's a lot of fun.
He's also the Flash in.
Neil McDonough's the Flash?
In Injustice Gods Among Us, he's the Flash.
What?
Is he really?
Yeah.
What?
Huh.
That doesn't track at all. Anyway, yeah.
I mean,
Sorry.
that kind of blows my mind. I'm gonna have to look at that. But he
All that and more on our bonus show. Digging McDonough.
all that more on our bonus show. Neil McDonough. Huh.
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction is a game that is definitely. I've had a few. It's a game that is definitely
There's
worth
so
the
many
look.
hard to say things tonight. Neil McDonough, Destruction on the CD Guggania.
Oh man, that's my favorite console, the CD Duggity. It's better than that weird Apple system.
You just chose nothing but tongue twisters. The actor that played Dum Dum Dugan and Damien Dark, Neil McDoug on the CW Dignity.
So anyhow, seashells on the seashore.
64.
Just do the whole thing as Porky Pig.
Yes, please.
Oh God, I don't have the energy tonight. The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction is a really fucking solid game. Like, I definitely played this game when it came out on the GameCube. It also came out on PS2 and Xbox. Obviously, I didn't play those versions, but on the GameCube, it's kind of like an open world sandbox game starring the Hulk. And the real cool thing was this game came out like 2 years after. So like there was the 2003 like Eric Bana Hulk movie, which had its video game tie-in, where it was kind of like half Hulk smashing stuff and then half like Eric Bana, like Bruce Banner stealth sections trying to like sneak around because you're not the Hulk. So this game kind of said like, fuck it. Like, here's a sandbox, here's a city, and here's a desert. You're the Hulk. Just fucking go. Yeah. And you can just sort of like smash everything and destroy everything. And
I love it if you start the game and it's like, mission begins. Smash.
Basically, I mean, it's a sandbox game, so there is a plot and there's a story and there are missions to complete and everything, but like you could just kind of go off on a tangent and go wherever and just beat the hell out of everything.
Sounds great.
And one of the things that I thought was really cool was that there's a weaponization element. Like you can take objects and turn them into weapons. Like you can make a bus and just smash it down and use it as a shield or use it as a giant skateboard to like get around. One of the things you can do in this game is you can actually smash a car and use it as giant boxing gloves, which they turned into a thing in the like Marvel Cinematic Universe Hulk movie.
Yeah, they did.
Nice.
I wish I had known that because that was one of my favorite parts of that movie. It's like, oh shit! Like, he just like pounded the cars together like Rocky. And now he's gonna beat the shit out of Tim Roth. This movie has everything.
There's a part where like there's a fighter jet kind of coming at you, and you can jump up as the Hulk and grab it and kind of like wrestle it down to the ground, like.
Which they also worked into the Avengers. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, imagine open world sandbox game plus Hulk. And that's this game. Like you could just go around there. You get a sprinting ability where you can just run up the side of a building because you're the fucking Hulk. Like there is no like it's not a perfect game. It gets kind of repetitive and like it doesn't look the best, but I mean it's also like PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox, like 2004, 2005 era.
David, how could you say that about a PlayStation 2 era beat 'em up game? It's a little repetitive and doesn't look great. How dare you? Johnny, hit the hot take.
Hot take.
Whoa, I feel like I should just have an opinion on everything so we can get more David hot takes in this episode.
I'm just saying, man. Dude, try to just blow on those takes before you present them to us like that. Whew,
but I mean,
boy.
like,
Dave, you're gonna burn your tongue on those hot takes, man. You got to blow on them a little bit.
Exactly.
I need more whiskey. I definitely like played the 2003 like Hulk movie tie-in game where it was like,
Why?
okay, how do we balance being the Hulk and being Bruce Banner? Whereas Hulk Ultimate Description is just like, fuck it, you're the Hulk, go.
Yep.
Which is basically all I want in a game. Like this game does a really good job of making you feel that like, ah, Hulk smash. Like,
yeah, that's.
yeah,
I mean,
it's a
that's
good
what
game.
I want in a game. Seriously, it's just just kind of captures the feel of the character, and I think that was the problem that I had with the 2003 Hulk movie, and it's probably why I didn't play this game. It's because like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. Like you blew it, Hulk. Like you had me at Eric Bana, and you lost me at I don't know mutant dogs and fucking Josh Lucas. I'm done with this. Like.
So that's like a superhero game, or excuse me, a comic book game is at its best when it makes you feel like you're playing as the comic book character. And this is a game that's just like, you know what? You're the Hulk. Go.
Yeah, we can't stop you. Just go for it. Like, smash some things.
The only thing that could make it possibly better is if they made like an Avengers Dynasty Warriors. Just like, you're the Hulk.
Oh my god.
Go.
No. Yeah, I'd play that. So did you say there's a second playable character in the game?
I don't believe that I did.
You did.
There's portions where you're Bruce Banner, and there's portions where you're the Hulk. So
okay, I was going to say like you said, Neil McDonough does one of two playable characters. I'm like, so it's Hulk and Gray Hulk, like Red Hulk.
Hulk Jr.
You do
Shulk?
get to unlock
She-Hulk?
a Gray Hulk skin. You do fight like, oh my god, Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles and Hulk as like a partner buddy cop movie.
The Incredible Shulk. Yeah.
Hulk smash, backslash.
Yeah. I'm really feeling it. Hulk smash.
That's the pair up we need to see.
Yeah, because he could tell Hulk to like watch out. Like he could see into the future and see the Hulk's about to get like, I don't know, turned into Bruce Banner again or something. Nothing stops the Hulk. Except maybe Thanos. So Thanos stopped the Hulk.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
for now. But yeah, Hulk with the power to see into the future. That's a good idea. Yeah, they should give him that.
talk about like OPOC.
We want the Hulk to be a watcher.
Not steal. He will beat Goku.
Oh God, yes, I'm into it. But yeah, so yeah, from what I understand, this game is fun. Yeah, just open world smash and shiz the Hulk. I mean, that sounds like everything I would have wanted in a game. But unfortunately, seriously, that Eric Bana Hulk, really, that is one of the only movies that I've ever actually walked out on, and I've revisited it since then, and it's not quite so loathsome as I thought it was back in 2003. But like, I mean, man, what a fucking film! Like, just no thank you on that. And I mean, that movie's directed by Ang goddamn Lee. Like, it's got a fucking great pedigree, and man, that movie is diggity dog shit. Like,
see, I mean, I will defend the Ang Lee Hulk movie, but I understand that Ang Lee decided to take the Hulk and thought like, how can we make a more like thoughtful, like meaningful approach to this? Like, no, it's the Hulk. He bashes shit. Yeah. Don't overthink this.
You know, it'd be great if the Hulk fought a homeless guy. Somebody get Nick Nolte on the phone. Like, what?
Oh, does that happen? Oh.
Go watch the movie, John.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it since it was in theaters.
Yeah. It's I walked out of it in theaters. I was literally too high to enjoy that movie. I'm just like, nope, this ain't doing it. Like, I'm out. Like, I'm going to the fucking
phrase
arcade.
I never thought I would hear uttered.
Yeah,
Usually that
too high to enjoy the fucking Hulk. Peace out.
That's pretty bad.
Where's Finding Nemo?
Yeah, seriously. I need
That would've been
something, something a little light here. Yeah, this is really kind of moody and introspective, and I'm not here for that. Like, I'm here for the smashy, not so much the weepy. But anyway, this game, I need to play it. It's probably sitting in like the fucking local retro game store for like $7.99. So it's
Probably.
David, would you say it warrants a $7.99 pickup if you find it at a local retro game store?
I would go so far to say it warrants a $9.99 pickup.
Johnny, hot take.
Oh,
Hot take.
I'm retiring
That
that button
maybe-
for the rest of the show.
No,
Hey,
that
we
may
should-
be Game
Yeah,
Neptune's
sure.
highest honor. I would spend $9.99 on this game.
Yeah, that's a box quote for the for the used game store here in Tallahassee. David Fleming at GTT says $9.99. That's a fair price.
I'd buy it. Fuck.
Yeah, I would have bought it by now, but I had to provide this quote. So anyway, great game, great pick, and I think I think Johnny, I think we got to keep going to the next game, man.
Game 5.
This is going. Oh, yeah. So the main character of this game is about 23 during the events of the game. The actor that portrayed the main character in this game was in his mid-40s and was 47 at the time the game was released. So how's everybody feeling?
Can you give me that trivia one more time?
Can I? Maybe. So the main character of this game is about 23 during the events of the game. The actor that portrayed the main character of this game was in his mid-40s, and at the time of release was 47.
I feel like my answer is wrong, but that may just be my math.
I probably should have said the guy that played the main character is Yuri Lowenthal. I know you big Yuri Lowenthal fans out there.
My answer is now wrong.
Yes.
You got Lowenthal. So David says Batman Arkham Asylum. Incorrect. Jesse has the more close answer of Batman Arkham Origins, which would make sense with a young Batman, but it's also incorrect. And John says Hulk penis, which is also incorrect.
Yes, it is.
Give me 1 second. I just want to look up Yuri Lowenthal and see if I can sort out the answer.
Go for it, David. Doot.
I got nothing. Go ahead.
Really? You should know that Yuri Lowenthal plays Peter Parker / Spider-Man in Marvel's Spider-Man for PlayStation 4.
He's 23. I thought he was in high school in that game.
No, he's been Spider-Man for like 8 years when the game starts.
Oh, okay. Well,
How
fuck.
did I not realize that you would pick the Spider-Man on PS4?
It's like one of 2 games I've been playing this year. And, yeah.
Right, exactly. Fuck.
Yeah. Octopath Traveler's not based on a comic book. John's probably going Spider-Man. Like,
I
no.
knew you would go to pick Spider-Man on PS4 too. And it's like when he was playing a character younger. Oh, it's got to be Kevin Conroy as Batman.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Now that would be funny. Kevin Conroy playing like a young man. It just can't happen. Like, but there's something more upsetting about a guy. There's something more upsetting about a guy making it into his like late 40s and sounding like a young Peter Parker. Like, I don't know, man. I feel for that guy. Like, good for you for getting work, but like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't want to go
look up
like that.
David Kaufman. Like the
Go
guy
on.
is in his mid 40s and is playing teenagers right now.
Yeah, I think that's what Yuri Lowenthal's up against too. But anyway,
Fuck, how did I not pick Spider-Man? I'm pissed at myself.
I'm very glad that you're pissed at yourself, David. Quite frankly, you should be. Like,
I am.
you know,
David,
I almost sent a message before the episode, just be like, you guys know I'm picking Spider-Man, right? Like, just don't, if any of you have gone anywhere near this, please don't. Like, it's kind of the most high-profile comic book game of the year. It should be, front and center in your brain as PS4 owners, all of you.
Clearly, I have 6.
David, did you buy that PS4 when I sent you that link earlier, baby? It's an early Black Friday sale. It's time to pull the trigger.
It is. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm mainly pissed at myself because there are 2 games that make me want a PS4. Kingdom Hearts 3 and Spider-Man.
Yes, you absolutely should go get that. If you're listening to this live right now, go to Target or like Amazon or Walmart.com. You get a $200 PS4 with Spider-Man. That's a savings of $160. That's me at Wario64 on Twitter signing off.
I think it's just Walmart.
Wait, that's you?
Wait, it's been me the whole time. I'm Wario. I'm Wario64. I'm Drill. I'm Pixelated Vote. I am Twitter, motherfucker.
Oh my god, it all makes sense now.
Yeah. Oh, God, why? He's saved all his funny for Twitter. He's never good on the show. But yeah, so man, David, you really should pick up the PS4 in this game because this game's fantastic. And especially because I'm trying to remember, David, have you played any of the Batman Arkham games?
I have played the original Arkham Asylum. I have not gone on to Arkham Asylum 2 or Arkham City. I forget what Arkham Asylum 2 is called, but I know it wasn't City.
Arkham City, and then Arkham Origins, and then
okay, that's what it was.
Then the PS4 also had Arkham Knight. Good. Then you should definitely get a PS4 and definitely get Spider-Man because you won't be burnt out on this game style. Because Spider-Man for PS4 is just a really, really fun Spider-Man version of the Batman Arkham games. Like
that's like I remember reading a review of Spider-Man. It was just like, oh, it's just all your standard tropes and all your like familiar things about open world games, but with Spider-Man. It's like, yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you
the
guys
thing.
are complaining about it, but that seems exciting to me.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That actually goes a long way towards describing the charm of this game. Like, you get out into New York City and you're looking around. It's a big sprawling map. Things are lighting up, little beacons for you to go, go here for a mission, go here, pick this up, all this stuff. It's like, oh, fuck yeah, man. And then you get to swinging. And it's like, oh, God, this is the shit right here. Like, this is what video games are meant for. We were talking about Hulk a minute ago, how, like, you just want to feel like the character. This game lets you feel like the character. I love, the traversal in this game is just a fucking blast. Like, in Hulk, it didn't really make sense for him to be able to run up the side of a building. Spider-Man, it makes perfect sense for him to be able to do that, and it's a blast. But yeah.
See, it does. Well, let me know when you get to like the story of this game.
The story of this game. Maybe you've heard of a young man named Peter Parker.
I have
and,
not.
how. Well, here's
Shut
the thing,
up,
John.
Johnny.
Yeah, the game is presuming that you do because you dropped right into Spider-Man 8 years into being Spider-Man, and guess what? He's a little pooped. He's having a little trouble with that work-life balance. He doesn't really have time for his girlfriend because he doesn't have one because she dumped his spider ass. And yeah, going off and getting it somewhere else. I understand, man. Can you imagine like fucking Spider-Man and then like hears a siren and just has to leave? Like that's just nope, ain't got time for that. But yeah, so the story of the game it's cool because I don't read a whole lot of comics. That is to say, I don't read comics. And so this game it's kind of filling me in on what they've been doing with Spider-Man in the last I don't know I'm assuming decade because I'm familiar with Spider-Man based on the comics and like the cartoons of my childhood. And this one, it's like, oh, well, these are all familiar names and none of them are doing the things that I thought they'd be doing. So I don't know. This is cool. It's pretty cool though. You play as Peter Parker. Sometimes you play as Mary Jane because she is a reporter for the Bugle and she's trying to uncover some stuff. And sometimes you play as young Miles Morales, who is a young man, caught up in this story for some reason. It doesn't become very clear why until later in the game. It's an interesting story. It's kind of cool because it presumes that you know what Spider-Man is, and you do. The game starts out and you're battling Kingpin, which is dope because we all just watched the Daredevil series on Netflix, and so Kingpin's fresh in everybody's mind, and he's dope. And then it becomes clear that you got some other guys that are kind of out for you. Like you've been Spider-Man for 8 years. All the bad guys are locked up on the raft. And man, it'd be a really bad thing that that would happen if everybody were to be let out of that raft. Am I right? Like,
isn't that the plot of Mystery Men?
Probably.
See, the only reason I asked you about the story is because I had a friend of mine who was playing this. And he mentioned oh yeah, when you're working in the lab with Otto Octavius, as the scientist, like, oh cool, when do you fight Dr. Octopus? He's like, dude, spoilers, man. It's like they put Otto Octavius in a Spider-Man game. The fuck did you think was gonna happen?
I mean,
let's be real here.
I'm not looking to spoil the game for anybody, but yeah, man, Dr. Otto Octavius, the only name he goes by, is he's a great character and he's got interesting connections to other characters in the game, like Mayor Norman Osborn. And I'm trying to think of the other characters in the game. It's cool because as somebody familiar with Spider-Man, it's like, oh hey, look, it's Dr. Octopus, but he's not Dr. Octopus yet. And then Mayor Osborn he's not flying around on a glider just yet.
Possibly become.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, him. I was a little pissed. It wasn't Willem Dafoe, but it's fine.
Oh my god.
But so the mayor is not flying around on a glider just yet, and Dr. Octopus is not an octopus yet. So there's some story to be told. And it involves some villains that are locked up on the raft. It involves a guy that's got a grudge against the mayor. It involves the mayor having a grudge against Dr. Octavius, and Spider-Man and Mary Jane and Miles Morales are all just kind of caught in the middle, and it's good. I
have a quick question.
Play through a good story as three different characters, and it works. Though I'm not a huge fan of the Mary Jane and Miles sections just because they're more stealth heavy. And after a while, you get into that combat flow, and it's like Spider-Man can kick that ass, man. Let me just be him real quick. I'll take care of this. Like I don't need to sneak right now. I can web things up. Like,
Johnny, let me go ahead and answer your question. Dr. Otto Octavius is Dr. Octopus. Just gonna put that out there.
My question is right. Like it really doesn't seem like that. Just throwing hardened, tough criminals on a raft is the most secure thing to do. Like, why are they just doing that? Like, I feel like there should be a prison facility that they put them in, not just a raft. Like, what, in the San Francisco Bay or something? Like, what are they doing here?
Okay, well, Spider-Man is a decidedly New York game. You're thinking of the Venom movie that takes place in San Francisco.
Oh.
But the raft is just a name for a floating prison that's in the middle of I don't know, the Hudson River or something. And
Game
yeah,
that
so it's
tune / John Harrington .wave. Damn it, John.
I thought it was just some logs held together with some twine.
yeah.
Fucking like 4-acre log raft that they put all of the supervillains on.
Tom Sawyer's there, and it's really weird.
Don't you guys do anything bad?
Yeah, exactly. You just stay right there in the river. I'll bring you your meal.
Hey,
Think
none
about
of
what
you
you've
swim
done.
really good, can you? Hey, Tiger Shark, get back here.
Exactly. None of you guys have swimming powers, right? And you can't fly, can you? Good. Electro, you just stay right there.
Vulture, you get back down here.
Yeah.
It is my goal to become a writer for Marvel Comics so I can make the prison guard for the raft named Tom Sawyer.
That would be one of the other weird folksy things to be included, because I didn't, I'm not familiar with, I am aware of the comics of recent with Miles Morales and him and his role in the new comics. I was not aware of his father, the police officer. David, are you reading?
Prowler?
Huh?
Isn't Miles Morales the son of or the nephew of the Prowler?
Well, they don't give him that name. They give him his given, Christian name, and they say it a lot in the game, and it's Jefferson Davis. Which, as a guy who took a Civil War history class, I'm just kind of like, is Marvel trying to reclaim that name? Like, there's a lot of utterances of Officer Jefferson Davis in this game. Like,
I have a question. Did you say Miles Prower, like the real name of Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog?
No, Miles Morales.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, John, try to keep up. And try not to steer the conversation towards Sonic Tuesday, you son of a bitch. But yeah, so it's cool. It's nice to play through a game where it's like I'm familiar enough, but I'm also catching up on recent Spider-Man history. The game is a blast to play. It's just got the fun beat 'em up combat. You get to upgrade your weapons and shit. You get a lot of fun gadgets. You get all kinds of crazy spider suits, which I'm not a Spider-Man historian, but I'm like, okay, these are fucking awesome. Like, there's so many suits.
The only thing, and I remember watching a video of like every Spider-Man suit in Spider-Man on PS4. The only thing I was upset about is the Future Foundation suit is not in the game, and that upset me because that is a damn fine Spider-Man costume.
Whatever that is,
all
I'm
right.
sure it'll be out in a DLC pack at some point. But the
There
suits that are
was
pretty good.
a brief period where Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four when the Fantastic Four rebranded themselves as the Future Foundation. So it's like a white and black Spider-Man costume, and it's a dope-looking suit.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to get an image of that at some point and take a look at it, because I don't even know like the basis for all these suits, and I'm just like, these are so fucking dope.
Is
Like,
the one with the bag on his head?
Oh God, I wish the Bombastic Bagman suit was in this game. That would make me so happy.
I mean, he's got his Bonesaw wrestling suit, which is pretty dope. Like the homemade sweater with the ski mask. So I was happy about that. But yeah, it's like a fun, it's a really fun Spider-Man game. It's a fun like history package for people who love Spider-Man. Which again, I'm not like super up on Spider-Man, but it's like there's enough that I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like you go around and you collect collectibles, and they've all got like some little piece of Spider history in it. So it's like they put some love and care into making this game for Spider-Man fans, which is nice because it reassures me that Sony's not just like total fuck ups with their license. Like, yeah, we know we've got the best Marvel license and we didn't fully give it back to them. We'll give you something really nice, folks. Here it is. And yeah, eventually the game's really fun. You get, there's a lot of crazy bosses. I haven't gone back and like gotten the platinum or anything on it. And there's one boss that I encountered and I did not defeat, and I've yet to re-encounter. It's not really a boss so much as like a side mission boss. Do you want a little spoiler on this, or should I just leave this for David to discover when he inevitably goes and buys that PS4?
I mean, we had already mentioned that Otto Octavius becomes Dr. Octopus, so I think spoilers are safe for this podcast.
Okay, see, but I was legit surprised and really fucking pumped because it's like you're in like radio communication with a police officer, and she's like, yeah, a series of like strange devices have been found on rooftops. If you want to go check one out, I'm going to mark them on your map. And you go, and it's like this weird like box thing, and it's a terminal, and it opens up, and it's like a video screen, and it gives you a challenge. It's like a traversal challenge, or like like a speed beat 'em up challenge. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I was only like half paying attention when I first unlocked it, and I saw the logo. There was like a circle with like a weird T in it, and I'm just like, hey, wait a minute. I think I know that logo. And then, like, as the character starts talking to you on the video screen, it's a skull face with like some glowing eyes and a white cowl on. And I'm like, holy fuck, it's a Taskmaster side mission. Like,
that is fucking amazing.
It's so dope. And then like he shows up like you.
Hold up, is it arcade?
Yeah.
That's a deep fucking cut.
Now we're talking deep. Oh no, the whole thing takes place in like a arcade death maze.
No.
But yeah, and like you'll be leaving like a random mission and like go up to the top of a roof, and then just like Taskmaster comes at you and fucking like attacks you at random. It just initiates a Taskmaster fight. It's like, oh yeah, here we go. And I got my fucking ass kicked the first time, and I haven't seen him again. So
well, as you should, because he's Taskmaster. He's a master at Spider-Man, Captain America, Hawkeye, like fucking the entire Avengers.
Yeah, no, and it's dope because that's what it is. His whole challenge, it's like he gives you a challenge. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill these people if you don't fucking if you don't like do this mission or whatever. And it's like, what do you want? He's like, I just want to watch. It's like, oh god damn it, Taskmaster, and I'm into it. So, yeah, it's cool, man. It's really fucking cool. Yeah, I don't know if it's like fucking game of the year candidate, but like, given how few games I've played this year, it's a candidate for me. But like, I think in general, it's just a really fucking well done like modern comic book game. It's like I said, it's like an excellent version of those Batman games, but where it gets special is just the Spider-Man element. The movement around the town is so much more fun than those other games. So it's awesome. And everybody should play it. Everybody should get it. Go buy that $200 Black Friday PS4. Just do it. Everyone, not just David. Everyone in the chat right now, go buy a Black Friday PS4 with Spider-Man. And I think that pretty well covers it. We'll be back once we've all played it, and we can spoil it. And we'll do like a Spider-Man spoiler cast, a year after the fact. And in the meantime, Johnny, let's head over to the calculating computer.
All right. Oh, dang it. Hold on, sorry. There we go.
Calculating computer activated.
I'm just trying to say that Yoshi's Cookie is pretty good and you match cookies. Can I say that? Can I? No? Fuck, man.
Scoring complete. This game's winner is David Fleming.
Hooray. Jesse, you got it. Say a Stan Lee catchphrase.
Excelsior!
Excelsior, David Fleming! You've won tonight's episode.
Have I?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's
I don't
great.
know. I don't watch the live streams. I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah. None of us are doing very well tonight. The only one that's winning is Jesse, and he already picked a theme for this episode. So, it's great, man.
I win by the two most glorious words in the English language: D and fault.
Johnny's rule. It means something different on Game That Tune than it does near playgrounds. So, David.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Should we call the police?
Only when I'm
not
near,
right now.
Only when I'm near a playground.
He's safely at home playing Game That Tune.
Yeah, this is fine.
So anyway, David, fantastic win tonight. 1 point, and you get to.
Thank you, John, I worked hard to earn this.
So what do you got in mind for a theme for next week's episode.
Well, I was thinking, what we haven't done in a long time?
A free play?
We haven't. No. We haven't chose a single game company and focused on like that developer, publisher, etc. So I'm thinking we should do this. And
LJN.
with
Baby!
with October just behind us, and with Smash Brothers Ultimate just before us, featuring not only the return of Solid Snake, but the addition of Simon and Richter Belmont and Bomberman, I'm thinking we should focus on Konami.
Hey, all right.
Is Bomberman a
Cool.
Konami game?
He was ever since Hudson got bought by Konami.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of. So, excellent theme, man. I feel like I don't think we've done a Konami specific show before, so that'll be great. And
Game. So the theme is games published or developed by Konami / Ultra, considering Ultra is basically Konami.
we'll just we're not going to be very tight on that. We're gonna if
If the Konami logo is on the box, it fucking counts.
Indeed. So fantastic episode, man. This was a lot of fun. Thanks to everybody for watching along live with us. We're live every Wednesday, though tonight's Tuesday. So thanks for watching along live with us on a weird night. You can catch us at facebook.com/GameThatTune, twitch.tv/GameThatTune, and youtube.com/GameThatTune. We always appreciate you guys hanging out with us, chatting along with us, and having a blast. Thanks to everybody listening in podcast form. Our podcasts come out Wednesday mornings. They're in iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts, so check us out there. And thanks to everybody that checks out patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's the home for fun exclusives. We've got fun mixtapes. We've got GTT gems. We've got Covered Up featuring Jesse and his video game music cover bands. This newest episode is about Mega Ran. And then we've got all kinds of other fun crap. We've, I've uploaded random drunken post shows, and most importantly, it's the start of our Patreon movie commentaries. The Super Mario Brothers movie commentary is there and available for you to listen to. Grab your copy of Super Mario Brothers, the classic. Go listen to it with us talking over it. It's it's the kind of thing people want to pay us for. So we're gonna
love when people talk
a lot
over
more
the
like
movie.
Yeah, exactly. If you love movies and people talking over them, give us money.
You love movies, but don't want to watch them.
Yeah, exactly. It takes a certain level of familiarity with a movie to watch it with four strangers speaking over it. And that's why we want you to go to Patreon and give us money. Thank you to everybody that checks that out. We're having a blast, and we're doing it with your support. Special thanks to our super fan tier producers, Alex Messenger, Lance Revere, and Damian Beckles, our newest super fan tier producer.
Hey!
Thank you so much for your support of the show. And thank you very much, Dell, for his request. You can send us your requests basically anywhere. You can send us email, gamethattune@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter at GameThatTune. Find us in our Discord server. The link is on GameThatTune.com. I don't know, message us on YouTube or something. Make it look like a copyright strike, and I might look at it, but then it's just a request. Blow your mind.
Who the fuck is trying to take us down? Oh, it's a request. Cool.
Oh, cool. It's not the recording industry of America. It's the request industry of America. Find us anywhere and hit us with requests. You can find me on Twitter at JGangsta187. You can find John Regan on Twitter at
JP Regan Jr.
You can find Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
And you can find this week's winner, Captain Hot Take himself, David Fleming, on Twitter at
DFD Fleming.
Fantastic. So, David, you're taking us home, man. What do you got for bonus tunes?
So, if we're talking Konami, we're talking Castlevania. And if we're talking Castlevania, we're talking Simon's theme from Super Castlevania 4.
Fuck yeah, man. Lower the drawbridge. ready for a fucking great list of copyright holders here. Kiss Psycho Circus The Nightmare Child is copyright 2000, Third Law Interactive and Gathering of Developers Incorporated. Chakan the Forever Man is copyright 1992, Extended Play Productions. Captain America and the Avengers is copyright 1991, Data East. The Incredible Hulk, Ultimate Destruction is copyright 2005, Radical Entertainment and Vivendi Universal Games. Marvel's Spider-Man is copyright 2018, Sony Interactive Entertainment.